Over here in Steve's part hoard. This is a this is what was a 1971 430 with a Onan NB on it. And obviously the Onan NB has been changed, and Steve ended up with the transmission and the engine. So, but PTO assembly looks like it's all here. Try to get the light so you guys can see. Not really, because there's no flat piece of steel here, really. There we go. But it's all here. The bolts are loose, but it does work. It does seem to work manually. So let me pull the cover off of this and see what we got behind door number 1 in this one. I won't show you guys step by step. I'll just take it apart and see what we got going on. So got it apart. I'm going to turn you guys because I can't actually see in there from where I'm at, but it feels like everything is down in there. Yeah, there you go. Yep, you can see the trunnions there. I can't exactly tell on that gear. Is that gear better than what I got? I have to take it out anyhow, but I think it is. I think it is better. Yeah. So anyhow, go get a wrench and take the shipper shaft bolts out and take the whole assembly out, and then I'll put this back on and the bolts I got, and sit them seat pans back in here. Might actually steal that seat right there for mine, and then show you guys what we got to work with. There's no bracket up here like on mine though. Yeah, might have to swipe that somewhere. Look through my parts word. This one's yellow too. I'd love to take that 432 apart, but is it worth dropping the transmission out to make it all the same color? I think not. Alrighty there, guys, so harvested all the parts out of that. Let's see if I can, there we go, stay out of the video with my shadows, and I do believe the dog gear out of that looks much better. This is the original one out of the 424, and as you can see, the corners are rounded on it. And out of that 430, they're just a little bit worn. As you guys know, as these PTOs work, all they do is just slam them teeth in real fast and mesh together. So, and if you just ease it in like an 800 or 8000, you'll tend to get this. But for all I know, this tractor has 12,000 hours on it. I don't know. And RW3 dog. This is the carriage bolts that he was talking about the other day in the plate. This one still had it, and this one obviously had never been apart until I did it. And it has the washer and the spacer and everything, so I'm just going to throw this whole spiel in this 424. It kind of sucks it's going to be yellow, but what are you going to do? Like I said, it's either that or I go out there and take the transmission out of that tractor too just to do this. And like I said, is it really worth that to have stuff that's orange instead of yellow? If you give it a couple years to rust, it'll all look the same anyhow, maybe. I don't know, that yellow might stick out pretty good, but alright guys, I think I'm gonna call it a wrap there for tonight, and I'll do a separate video about installing this stuff, and that'll be it. So before you know it, we'll be putting the 424 back together, and we'll be trying to get, nope, wrenches are sliding, okay, didn't cause a disaster. Trying to get these levers moving. The only one that works is the PTO handle. The other two are frozen. So I might try putting some heat to them and getting them going, and worst comes to worst, I have a bunch of them shifter assemblies floating around, so we'll get her figured out when we cross that bridge, guys. So later, because I'm also going to need key switch, starter switch, headlight switch is froze, sitting outside for at least, they were sitting in them spots for at least 20 years, as the guy remembered. The guy's probably about the same age I was, so. Alright guys, like I said, that's it. Catch everybody in the next one. Later! we start putting her back together. Woo! And we'll work on getting it running. Carb bowl and a float. I guess I'll start buying some parts now. And also there are some front tires over there I could put on this. So at least it rolls. It might not be good looking, but it'll at least roll and hold air. So later, guys. Alrighty guys, we're going to start putting the PTO together for the 67 424. So let's see, what do I need to start with first? Well, I think about the first thing. I thought the dog gear had to go in first, but maybe not. Shipper shaft. Well, because the main issue. Hold on, I'm trying to get my ducks in a row and make sure I show you guys how to do it. Well, I'll just start doing it here. Whatever happens, happens. Obviously, you guys can't see what I'm doing on the bench behind you. I know. Sorry, guys. So, basically... Okay, let's see. I'm going to try and do this so I'm not totally in the frame. Basically, the long bolt goes to... If you're on the tractor, it would be the left-hand side, but the way we're looking at it now would be to the right. You want the long bolt. And this is the little bit of the pain part. Might have to put that bolt up through there separate. Because like the short bolt will be real easy, obviously. Because, you know, short bolt life. I'm just going to finger start this nut on here for just a second. That way it won't fall down through. And we'll... try and work the long carriage bolt up through. Not as easy as you would think just to get these carriage bolts up in there. Okay. So, next step here. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll see if I got this together right or not. Like I said, for right now, I'm just going to loosely assemble. Just put it on there a thread or two. Then you have the shifter. It would be engaged there, which that is right. Right there should be disengaged. Yeah, I think that's right. So the only thing I don't want to say I've messed up on, but still think I should have had that in here before. But this gear different. No, it's not. I'm just being an idiot, apparently. Alright. So now the catch-22 is you gotta loosen these bolts back up. I'm gonna lay the nuts back down on the ground. Then pick up on the whole shipper shaft assembly. And then strategically line up the little bolt down there. Or not the little bolt, the little nub. With the shipper shaft. Now I looked at all my 430s and 432s, even my 68. None of them have that little bracket there like this one had. You can see the basic assembly works. Obviously got to tighten the bolts here, but everything does work. I thought I put all my wrenches back because I think that was 1/2 inch, wasn't it? What did I do with the 1/2 inch wrench last night? Nice, guys. Did I not pick it up? Hold on. I swore I brought that back over here. Yeah, here they are. So basically, nice thing is with these being carriage bolts, you don't have to hold the bottom, which is the original intent. Because otherwise, if these are loose, you basically, especially with this, it's not so bad on a walk behind, but with this, you have to drop the transmission out if you want to get in here and tighten these. And this short one over here, you can just crank down on. It's a normal 5/16 torque. As you can see, this is definitely it works. Works the way it's supposed to. It engages, and it kind of like cams over so it won't come out. Same with going in. So, I think we're good there. Like I said, if these pieces weren't yellow, you wouldn't even know I was in here. So with that being said, I think before I put this cover back on, I'm going to clean this up and put a little bit of gasket maker on it, just because, like I said, I don't want to have to pull this transmission back out of here for a dumb oil leak on the front that I should have did. So yeah, let me clean this up some. Clean this up a little bit, get a little bit of stuff off the dog gear down in here, but there's not much. And then I'll come back to you guys, and obviously I wiped out the bottom of the advanced casting too. So, like I said, let me clean these pieces up a little bit here. I want to put some oil in this front bearing because it's been sitting outside in the weather. So do that, and I will come back at you guys when I am ready. Alrighty guys, so I cleaned them up. Cleaned them up alright. I won't say it's perfect, but doesn't need to be. And I put a thin bit of black RTV silicone around there. So disengage it. Got the obvious frame wear marks towards the top, and I'll put the bolts in the bottom, and at that point, ready to roll her back in underneath the frame. So now I'll just wipe the excess off that I think you guys can see oozing out the top here and stuff. Put a little bit more on it than I wanted to, but much rather have a little bit on it, like I said, than have an annoying transmission leak later on, just because I didn't want to put some sort of sealer or something on it. This is actually the first 400 trans I ever had apart. even though I really didn't have it apart, as you guys can tell. I just put the new PTO cone on, which is by no means, I apologize, I bumped that piece of cardboard and probably was rocking your guys' world, but is by no means in depth in these transmissions at all. Some of you guys will know that, but cleaned up, and I think more or less what I'm going to do, I'm going to look the linkages over here and just see if there's anything not spinning or turning right now easily. Like this is stuck a little bit. This is stuck where it's at. It should be down here. So there's going to be a little bit of persuasion work with a little bit of heat going on here just to get some stuff to move. And I'll start soaking it with PB Blaster. Because right now everything's real accessible. The frame's not in the road or nothing. So good a time as any. So I'll cut back in with you guys here when I start bolting it back together. Then I can hook up all the linkages and start getting the shifters freed up. I think that's going to be the fun part.